with Breeze Fine. Why do I keep saying Breeze Fines, David?
Breeze Flippers, yeah.
Breeze
All right.
Flippers. I want to say Breeze Fines, Breeze Flippers.
I get called a lot
guys,
of
stuff. if you didn't listen to David's episode on the last podcast, make sure you listen to it. You get to know him a little better. You know how he got started, all that good stuff. But this is the After Dark episode where we kind of, Brendan lets his hair down, gets comfortable, and So you mentioned, David, your obsession with bourbon. I'm not a big bourbon fella.
Yeah.
You guys,
but
in my office,
you collect
that's my bourbon shelf. So, yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
you happy over there?
Yeah. So if it's a rough day, you know where I'm at. Anyway, no, I just I grew up. My grandpa every weekend would that was on the weekends. And that's really all it is on the weekends. But he would enjoy a good bourbon, and he used to always joke because we go hunting all day or fishing all day, and I might have been a little stressful to him. So the old story is, you pour 2 fingers in a glass, that's a shot, right? My grandpa would go home and go, it was a long day. We're going to have 2 fingers.
Oh, that's funny.
So anyway, my grandpa had a lot of good sayings. He's from Alabama, and I don't know. I didn't really learn to like bourbon then. I didn't like bourbon. Never liked bourbon until, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I have a good friend that liked bourbon too, and so he kind of introduced me to it, and I was like, oh, that's good. So he only drinks the really expensive stuff. So I'm fortunate that every once in a while he will get me a bottle of something really good. So, but he's spoiled me now, so now I only drink the good stuff. So, but every once in a while, you got to have every once in a while you have a nice glass of bourbon. It's just a nice, relaxing.
We were in.
Have you ever
resold any?
No, I've never resold any. I'm sorry. No, I've never resold anything. No, I just keep it. Use it over time.
You don't drink it though?
No, I do drink it, but in limits. Like I've got one bottle I've had for I don't know 2 years. So it's just, I mean, I like trying different ones. I'm not a big flavor one, so I have a bunch of them over here that are like different flavors, and I'm just not a big fan of those. But but I have them in case somebody.
What do you mean, like different flavors? Like what are they like? Like orange and banana?
A banana. Oh, actually, that's a good one. It's called
banana bourbon.
Monkey head bourbon. Tastes like a banana. Oh my god, it's actually good. That's one of the few ones I do like. So, and then I also kind of mix. I learned a little bit about mixing. I mean, I'm not an aficionado. I'm not like I know bourbon, but I mean, I have a few that I really
dabble.
Like. And yeah.
Did they have them at the Masters? Like, when you go to the Kentucky Derby, how they have the bourbon glasses and the mint juleps. Do they have that?
No, I think it was more beer at the Masters. I don't think they had any good bourbons.
They don't have a special drink. No Arnold Palmers.
I think they had some special drinks. They had a lot of Arnold Palmers. So
David knows bourbon. Yeah, that should be your next YouTube channel. David knows bourbon, and you can just
maybe I would
try different bourbons.
We were in Jackson Hole one time, and we were sitting up at this old Western bar, and there were some really old looking bottles that were up there. My husband's like, "Hey, how about let's get a shot of whatever's up there, that oldest one you got?" And they pour the shot, they put it in front of them. They're like $75.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you're like,
put it back in the bottle.
Put it back in the bottle, please.
It was that Pappy Van Winkle stuff.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff though. That's good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I like I like some of the other ones too, the simpler ones like Maker's Mark and stuff. So some of those are pretty good. Or a Bullet, those are some of my actual favorites, but they're not like high end, but they're good. And then, but Buffalo Trace is actually my favorite, and you can't find it anywhere. So,
well, I know that at the Kentucky Derby, it's all Woodford Reserve. Yeah,
Woodford and Blanton's. And I'm not a big fan of Blanton's. Blanton's is supposed to be the stuff, but I'm just not a big fan of it. Just, I don't know.
Same.
But that's my little guilty pleasure every once in a while.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, isn't there a market for over dipped Maker's Mark bottles?
Yeah.
The wax? I think there is.
Yeah.
You mean there's too much drip?
Yeah. Like they do it on purpose, and there's like there's like a market for it, so people look for it.
Yeah, I'm not that crazy about it. But there's a market for a lot of stuff. A lot of people I know people that buy and resell it, so they'll buy it and use a little bit out of it, and they can resell that too, which is crazy to me. Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that.
that's like really dipped.
Yeah, they do it on purpose.
I'll be darned.
Do you wait, you can go there and dip your own, right? Can't you go to the distillery and do the tour and they let you dip your own bottle? Maybe
I'm
that.
sure you can.
I bet you could.
Just dunk the whole thing in there. Just,
Yeah.
All the way up to your elbow, huh, Brenda?
yeah. All the way in.
And I was at a yard sale where the guy had a whole bunch of different makers marks, and some of them brand new. But man, he wanted so much for them. I was so tempted, but I was I didn't want to drop $300-400 on 5 bottles of Maker's Mark. But they were all different types, so it was kind of cool.
Different flavors.
Not flavor, well, not so much flavors. Well, I don't know. I mean, they have different ways of doing it. How long they've been in the barrel, what kind of barrels they put them in, what kind of tones they have, and all that stuff. That's the more technical
artwork
stuff.
Gets to be a thing too.
Yeah,
just like the wine bottles. Yeah.
Exactly.
Kristen.
Just something
That's
like
how
that.
a lot of people shop for their wine, is whether or not it's a pretty label.
Yeah, no.
What's the Aldi wine bottle? The winking owl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
the
what's
$2
your favorite
check
brand
from
of wine, Kristen? What's your favorite wine? What type?
Mine.
Yeah.
So I really like Chateau Saint Michel, and I like a Riesling from Chateau Saint Michel. We went there. We were in that district up in Washington, and we were like, oh, let's go do a wine tour. And this was 25 years ago when there was nothing else out there. It was all by itself, and it was super pretty. And I don't know, it's what you get used to and what you like, I guess. I don't drink very much.
No. If I have a wine, it's usually a Cabernet, but I mean, and it depends.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a good cab sometimes, but I like the ones that are made in the bourbon barrels. So those are always good.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys aren't pounding Franzia out of the box? So,
Oh, box wine is,
box wine. That's classy.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what they.
Is this it, Kristen?
Porch drinking. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you like? Which one do you like?
See, look, I like the expensive stuff.
Which one do you like? What'd you say?
Conundrum is good too. I like a conundrum, a white or red on the conundrum, because
I like a good conundrum too.
Conundrum's
I know
good.
that's what kind of suckered me in. It's a great name. It's a label.
Oh my gosh!
What's the most you've ever spent on a bottle of bourbon, David?
Don't say this
reluctantly.
So no, about $80 is my top.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it really
bad.
isn't. But
No.
my buddy spent $4,500 on one. So
Yeah.
So
What was that?
I can't remember the name of it, but it was delicious. I only had about that much of it. So, you didn't drink very much. We had the little fancy glasses.
You dipped the spoon in there. Here, suck on the spoon. This is all you
right?
get.
No, he's very giving with it. So no, it was, but he has the best stuff. So I always go over there when he gets back. He's on a world tour right now, so he'll be
That's
back
rough.
in July. It's terrible. It's horrible. I hate it for him. So,
What an awful life that must be.
Yeah.
So.
I hear you.
Those Amazon sellers.
No, he's a contractor, so he does pretty good.
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
So, I have a question I didn't ask in the last one, but I'm just curious. What do you guys sell? What are you specializing in? I know, Kristen, I think I kind of know what you do, but because I used to watch you. I used to listen to your other podcast, by the way.
Oh.
Let's Do Lunch. I used to listen to it all the time.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because I listen to a lot of podcasts. I ride every morning on my bike, and I do about 15 miles every morning, and I listen to podcasts. So if I could hear, that's why I enjoy you guys. I listen to you guys every time you guys put one on. So bless you.
So you road bike?
Yeah. I have a mountain bike that I use for road, but I ride every morning. So that's my exercise.
Like a Peloton or?
No, I ride on the road actually.
But you ride a mountain bike on the road. You don't have a road bike. Right. Okay.
No, I don't use that. I'm thinking about getting a road bike this year because I might as well, because that's all I ride it on. Every once in a while I hit a trail. So there's a lot of bears around here.
A mountain bike. I got rid of my road bike. I don't like a road bike. I like a mountain bike better.
Well,
and I don't like the fixies.
Yeah, no, I was a Cat 2 racer back in when I got out of the Army. I was a bike racer. So I was 19. See, that would have been 19. Good Lord, that was a long time ago. 1988 is when I was in Germany, and then 89 I got out. And I was racing.
2 years old.
91. Yeah, I know.
Me too.
I was racing though. I raced bikes, so I had a fancy racing bike. I raced all over the Midwest, and but I used to love
That's
riding.
awesome.
It was fun right up until we were trying to have kids, and we realized 350 miles a week on a bike was causing issues. So,
That would make sense.
yeah, so I had to give it up, and I did other stuff. But yeah, but I took it back up again, about 10, 12 years ago, and started riding again, but just more casual.
You never tried to have kids on the bike?
No.
Okay.
No. It took 10 years. It took 10 years to have our first one. 10 years of marriage.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So when we had her, and then she was a blessing, we were excited. Then 3.5 years later, the other one came along, and we didn't expect it. It was like we thought we were done. And
Oh, wow.
she's a
That's
blessing
awesome.
as well. So yeah, I've been married 39 years this year.
Oh, wow.
Very
That's
nice.
awesome.
Amen. Yeah. Congrats.
Big party next year.
Yeah. Next year's a big year, so that's one of the reasons why we're selling all this stuff on Dibdit to save up. We want to go on a big cruise and take some of the family with us. So
Oh, nice.
All
Where are you
that's
going?
cool. Very cool.
Do you know?
probably just a
Like
Caribbean
a Disney cruise? Okay.
No, yeah, I can't deal with all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love Disney. Listen, my wife has been in retail her whole life, right? So everything, she's been store manager. She used to manage Victoria's Secret, which that was a lot more fun. But then she managed a Disney store for 4 years. And so we used to
Wow.
get Disney all the time. We love Disney. My house, I used to say I lived in the Magic Kingdom because she would get so much crap. And that was the stuff that we were selling when we first started selling on eBay
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
We sold off a ton of that crap. And
Now you got to go back and sell the Victoria's Secret because that stuff
Yeah.
in
That stuff
88,
sells.
90.
Oh, I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's like I try to find it. If I do find it, we do pick it up. But we have sold some of that stuff. But yeah, she had a lot. And she's worked at so many different stores now, Cachet and all those places
that aren't there anymore.
she managed. Yeah, she managed a Coach store for a while. So we had a ton of Coach. I know. So it's been around. Now she manages a hospital gift stores. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, but anyway, I'm sorry. I want to know what you guys sell. I just was curious. So
Go ahead,
quick,
Kristen.
Real quick.
Go
you
ahead.
guys-
Let's do our sale of the week. You want to do that?
oh God.
I'll pull up.
I'm
Let's
fine
see
with
what I
that.
got.
I
Everybody
don't
get
think
your
I got
sales
anything.
ready. I'll go first because I'm like, oh, yesterday I just shipped these out, you guys. I had to have my daughter come over and take pictures for me because they didn't do it justice. I had to have her take pictures of me wearing the pants. A pair of 1970s orange tab Levi's. I got $68 for. That was yesterday.
Wow.
I sold some, but I'm all over the spectrum because I had also yesterday I sent out some U.S. postage stamps for $47. So,
That's good, Kristen.
That's not bad.
yeah.
How many stamps?
Pardon?
How many stamps did you sell for $47?
It was a lot of them, like a collection of them. It just said large
Okay.
lot. I don't know how many it was. Let me look. I mean, I can show you. I just like bundled them up and took a picture. These were mine and have been in, like, I've had these things for, I mean, I just took a picture of a bunch of them. I've had these things since I was in like second grade.
Oh wow.
I was like, I don't know why I don't look at these. It doesn't matter to me anymore. So I got rid of all of them. But so I took, and these are my jeans. These aren't my jeans. I found these jeans at the bins. Hold on. They're terrible.
Oh my.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Are you wearing those jeans?
Yes, I'm wearing After dark, you guys. This is
Was that the cover photo for the?
Yep.
Yeah, that's why they sold so
Yep.
quick.
You can see there's other ones down there of me wearing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How
Yep.
brave of you. Oh.
You heard it here. That's exclusive.
Oh my
Those
God.
aren't the ones that you were wearing when you came here. What were they?
Oh no, those are different. No.
Okay, I'm surprised you didn't keep those since they fit.
Yeah, right.
They did that.
They did not fit.
They're not attractive pants. They're here. I'll show you what the front of them looks like because they're not.
Were they like bunched up in the wrong areas?
No, they're high waisted. So they in the front they just have this zipper that's like this long in the front, and it just looks terrible. It's not good.
What kind of pants are women wearing now? I know high waisted was
I think
around for a
everybody wears
while.
whatever they want. People don't care.
Yeah.
You just wear what you want. Yeah. Although the barrel jeans are really nice. But I mean, those
Do you do most of your sourcing you do at bins, or where do you get your stuff?
almost 100%.
Kristen
Unless
loves the
somebody
bins.
gives something to me. Here. These there's the front of these pants.
Oh, good heavens. Yeah, they
It's terrible.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
so
my
bad. So I was
oh
like,
my gosh.
I think they look cool.
yeah, no.
Vintage looking.
Yeah, they look cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
$68 though. I accept.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
That's a good deal. Yeah.
All
I wish I
right.
could say I had a great sale of the week, honestly. But I mean, you know what? I did sell 100 and let's see, 1898. That would be how many years ago? 130 years? 130 something? I don't know. Do math real quick. Anyway,
I don't know.
I sold a Wind to the Apache Night by Marion Ames Taggart. It was a Benzinger Brothers book, and this thing was from 1898. I sold it for $35.99, and picked it up for less than $1 at a garage sale.
Fantastic.
And
What do
it
you
was in
got,
rough
Brendan?
shape.
I'll just show you. It's behind me, but I'm not gonna get it. It's a guitar, rock band guitar in the game.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yard
paid up
sale
for it.
item?
Yeah, I paid up for it because the other stuff I got was way more valuable. But let's see. Yeah, the game is disc only, and then the guitar. But it's $55.
That's
So,
not bad. That's
That's
good.
pretty good.
That's good.
yeah, so I gotta pack it up today. It's shipment's overdue, so I gotta pack it today.
Do you sell a lot of video games?
No, I saw a lot of electronics. What
Okay.
else? What else I saw? Cocaine.
Marijuana,
Molly.
Molly's.
Yeah, hats and electronics is like the big thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I sell a lot of video games too. I
Mm.
forgot about that when I said that earlier. I was in the top 4% of video game sellers last year on eBay.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So I
You
thought
must
too.
sell
I
a
said,
lot of video
I had
games.
no idea that I was that high because I think the bar must be fairly low on that
There's
made
no
a-
way.
There's
I know,
no way.
it's
There's
crazy.
a ton.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. But I sold a lot last year. That was one of my biggest sellers because
You
I
must sell
bought it.
like at least 10 games a week.
Yeah, I was not as much now, but I have a bunch that need to list. But I bought out basically a guy that had a flea market, and I bought him out, and I must have had about 900 units, and I bundled them up, between 3 and 6 games. It took me a week and a half to photograph them all, put them all up there, and I was just selling them like that, just hotcakes, just constant.
Wow.
It's slowed down a little bit now, but yeah, so. It was crazy. And I got that thing from eBay. It said, you're in the top 4%. I was like, you got to be shitting me.
I wonder what the top.
I don't know.
That seems weird.
I don't know. That's why I said, I don't know if the bar was just that was the email I got. I was like,
So
I
did
told
you
my
have-
wife, I go, look at this.
Do you have video games from like all different kinds of consoles then?
Yep.
And then, so this is always curious to me. Which console games
Great question,
sell
Kristen.
best? Like the Wii games, the
Well, yeah.
Nintendo, whatever. Which ones are the best?
Xbox 360, because they did away with the online, you can't purchase
Mhm.
it anymore. They seem to be doing pretty good.
Mm.
He was my second best, and then like N64 or the Super NES games, the old school games sold really well as well. So, so I've got a bunch of those. I got a list, but I do a lot of PS3 games, PlayStation 1, if you can find decent ones.
So all of them.
Yeah, Xbox 360. I mean, but honestly, like the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, they don't sell as fast. Xbox 360 seems to sell pretty good. But honestly, sports games, you can't hardly get rid of them. I mean, so I lot them up in big lots and sell them. I've sold a bunch of games that didn't even have the disc. They were just, I put them in my own, disc, and I'd sell them in huge lots. But we sold off a whole bunch and dibbed it about a month ago. It just ran big lots of them because I wanted to try to reduce my inventory. I had 6 or 7 bins of games, and I needed to get them down to like manageable 3, of the more expensive games. So yeah, I forgot all about that when I was saying earlier what I sell. So games are a big one. So,
I went to an auction last week before. I don't remember. Just one of those where you do just like a preview so you could see what they had available. And they were all excited because they had an Atari, like an original Atari back in the day. And I was like, okay, I'll go see about it. No,
yeah,
nobody wants that stuff. Isn't that
Nobody
too
wants
bad?
it.
That's the only thing I knew how to play.
very.
I'll tell you, I'll give you guys a little bit of a bolo for a sports game that you should be looking out for. I know that the NCAA 11 is now not good because of the new game that came out.
Yeah.
But there is this one game, Kristen, that you need to look out for, okay?
It's the FIFA game, right?
Pickleball.
NBA Elite 11.
Oh.
Okay? So this is the badge, okay?
Uh-huh.
I think I saw the box. I just looked.
Well,
$470 for just the box.
Oh.
Okay. That's not it. That's not it either. But there's one listed.
That's crazy.
That's not. I mean,
oh, come on.
That's gotta be a joke.
You may never get it.
Is that a black diamond? No way.
Yeah, right.
They can list it for whatever they want. Doesn't mean they're going to sell it.
Exactly.
But
be on the lookout for NBA 11. NBA Elite 11.
There's an NCAA basketball game as well that's really popular, and I can't remember which one it is.
The one with Blake Griffin on the cover.
It might be. Yeah, that one's a bolo as well. So yeah, but very few sports games. But if you lot them up, I mean, you can buy 8 games at a time or 6 games at a time. People will buy those, and I'm not getting a ton of money for them, but I was selling them, like crazy for a while. So
I thought there was a FIFA game for the Wii that was a bolo too.
I'm sure.
Some of those Wii games do well too, because I don't think they make them anymore, right? I don't think so. They're you get what you got, and that's So there's like Wii Sports. It's ridiculous, but that one sells really well.
Sounds like instantly.
It's fun though, and that's the one that they use at the retirement homes.
Yeah. So, but they sell almost all the time.
This will be a game that you can find probably at the bins too, Kristen.
Yeah, it's NCAA basketball. Is that the one?
Look, I don't even look at them. Don't even go to the bin.
Mm-hmm.
If I do, it's to move stuff out of the way to see if there's anything else at the bottom of the bin.
You pick it up and use it as a shovel to move all the other stuff out of the way.
Yep.
I didn't even know they have games at the bins. Do they have games in the bins?
Yeah.
We must have really good bins. Our bins suck. I mean, we have literally the little place that we have in Pensacola.
That's what Angie says. She says they're terrible.
Oh, they're horrible. And then, you have the T-shirt bros that are all there, and that's all they do. Spend all day long there, just run into the bins as soon as they get them. And
for 5 shirts in 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, that must be a fun job. But no, we go there every once in a while. When my daughter comes home, she's like, "Let's go to the bins." I'm like, "Okay, we'll go." But it's just like, we filled up stuff before and brought it home, and then it was just like, it just doesn't go good. So I don't know. I'd like going to the bins if I could go to a bigger city or something. Maybe try that.
Listen, I've been to a lot of small bins. One of them not far from Brendan. I can find great stuff in any bin location. Doesn't matter. It's there.
Kristen, they added another one, but it's up north. It's like up here, but it's like an hour. It's like an hour and 45 from me. I'm gonna check it out.
I'm all about it.
Where are you located, Brendan?
I'm in Michigan, Grand Rapids. It's actually where Amway's based.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, that's hilarious.
For that reminder. Good old Amway. I don't think it's called Amway anymore. I think it's called something else.
I don't remember.
Yeah, they changed the name, did all that. The Rich DeVos and the other owner broke up. So they split apart and split 2 companies. And I don't keep up with them anymore.
I know that their toothpaste is still a bolo, or it had been a bolo. Yeah. When I was going to estate sales out in Colorado, there was a older lady's house that we went to, and the bathroom, everybody's like, "Oh, go there first because you got to find like the pink toilet paper, the older stuff." Yeah. And she had some Amway toothpaste, and I was like, I think I better grab this. So I sold those. I think I got $20.
Like crap. It was horrible.
Yeah.
What's so
Yeah.
special about it? Like, what's the big deal about
I
it?
don't know. I think it's just I honestly think
People
that
get
it
used
is
to it,
just
probably.
baking soda
Yeah,
and
it was.
peroxide, and that's
That's
it.
exactly
And
what it was.
so it whitens your teeth.
Supposed
It
to be a
doesn't.
white.
It has no flavor.
It
Huh.
was horrible.
Well, a little, but
So yeah, because
People
that's
probably
why
like
that's
that,
why I
though.
did my song. My wife hated all the Amway products. After a while, she was like, "I'm done," and so she switched back to all her
I'm
stuff.
done.
Finish.
So I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I guess we're done." That was a good little boy.
we would pick it up if we saw it, like at thrift stores and stuff, because it was good. Like the
Yeah.
laundry soap was good,
That's not
but
bad. There was nothing wrong with it, but yeah, it was
yeah,
just
you can't find it anymore. And I'm not gonna buy it from them.
no, absolutely not. No, so no, that part of my life is done too. So,
Everything, and nothing was on the computer either, guys. It was
oh, it was
all
all paper.
carbon copy stuff that you had to like write everything
Yes.
out, tear that out like the yellow sheet and the pink sheet, and give it to the customer, and then roll it up and put it in the mail.
Yeah, it was
Awful.
unbelievable.
I still find so
lady-
much of that stuff at estate sales here because it's based here, so it's everywhere.
Oh, I bet you
everywhere.
do. I
It's
never thought
everywhere.
about that.
Huh.
It's everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah. And
The
Kristen, you're
lady that
located.
babysat for us did it. And so we pardon?
No, I was gonna say I didn't know where you were located because weren't you in Colorado for a while?
Yeah, we
Okay.
moved home to Illinois.
Oh, you're in
So
Illinois.
his mom and my mom are both here, so we just came home to be closer to them.
Oh, that's nice. What part of Illinois are you in? Down the.
Central Illinois. So I'm in the 217, and
Okay.
I just got the Central Illinois eBay
Represent.
organized.
I'm born and raised in Burlington, Iowa, which is just right there on the
Oh,
river,
yeah, not far.
southeast. Yeah. So, and I went to. I used to live in Champaign for about 6 months. So.
Oh, for school?
No, I was working for a Hallmark Marketing Corporation at that time, right out of high school, pretty much. Or I went to a year at DeVry at Chicago. Didn't like it, 217. And when I got out of there, I went to I got a job with Hallmark Marketing Corporation, and I was a retail installations coordinator. I was putting in Hallmark stores all over Illinois, and that was before I went in the Army. So, but yeah, I was in Illinois for a while.
I was gonna mention this earlier, like completely off topic because we were talking about estate sales, but I was like, one of my biggest pet peeves is like going to an estate sale and try to look something up and you have zero service. I hate that.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
It happens more. It happens to me all the time. All the time.
That was the whole reason I was talking about it on my video last week was that, all these tools are great, but if you have no internet service, you got to rely on what you know. And sometimes you take a chance, you buy stuff. I bought stuff that didn't turn out and I didn't know at the time, but I also bought stuff that turned out really well just because I've seen somebody else maybe grab it. So
yeah, it's the fear of all the other stuff you leave behind because you didn't look it up. Yeah.
It kills you.
Last year at the meetup, I looked up when we went garage sailing. I looked up, I got a bunch of hats, and we were in the middle of nowhere, so I had no service. So I was like, "Oh, I'll just grab these" because I knew they were vintage at least.
Mm-hmm. That's the best thing to do.
Terrible buys. I mean, I sold them all, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really sorry I missed your guys' meetup, but like I said, I was at my daughter's graduation. So, but next year, I'm setting it aside. I'm going to be there. I definitely want to be there. So.
I think graduating from college probably is a little more important.
It was pretty important.
You only do that once. We'll have the meetup again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, it sounded like a lot of fun. You guys definitely looked like you had fun. Everybody that
it was fun. I heard that the locker room boys are starting their own meetup. Something like that. Yeah.
It's in Tennessee.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Somewhere in East Tennessee.
I'll
be at the beach.
It's in mid-September.
Like Knoxville or Chattanooga or something?
I can't remember.
Probably like around Knoxville. Gosh, what did they say?
Well, because they have a new Facebook group now, and I just saw it in there.
I saw something. Yeah, I did see something. They have a new Facebook group or something. I saw something pop up. Or they created a meetup team, a group or something, an eBay group. So, yeah, that's cool. I wish we had something like that here. We have a lot of eBay sellers here, but we don't have any meetup groups.
Listen, I didn't have a meetup group. I made my own, and eBay sends you all of the stuff to be able to do it. There's mentors and people that help you. And the Colorado group helped me, and the Las Vegas group helped me. They'll get you going. It's so much better.
Yeah, I know, but it's just a question of time. And it's like I
Oh,
have so
for
much,
sure.
little time. I was hoping Angie or somebody would do it. So,
I don't think Angie's got a lot of time either. She's
no, she probably
hustling
doesn't.
all day, every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a hustler.
She
Yeah,
has 7,000 articles of clothing in her garage right now.
I literally cannot believe I've never ran into her, but I think she sources completely different than I would. So I don't think
a lot of yard sales, I think, and she does
she?
some bins, but not really.
Yeah, I don't do the bins. I do yard sales, but most of the yard sales are my way or towards the Destin area, or if they're further east. But so
Okay.
I don't get into Pensacola a lot. Just depends if I see something I really want. But it's hard. I only have 1 day a week to source. That's Saturdays. So
Ooh.
it makes it tough. So that's the only reason why we're part time. If I could get my wife to retire, then we could source a lot more.
Not even on like your lunch break, you could do like isn't it Frizzy that does the lunch break videos? Yeah.
Like
we have about 4 thrift stores around us. I have done that before and hit those thrift stores, but unfortunately some of them are good sometimes, some not. But most of the time I'm dropping stuff off at the
post office
PO box, and so I ship every day. So because I like that 10% back, So but yeah, I mean but I probably will start doing that again at least once a week. Just get to the thrift store so I feel like I'm doing something. So yeah.
There's always something on you can find at a thrift store.
Sometimes,
always.
yeah. And we don't have any Goodwills where I'm at. Well, in my area, in my town, we have like the waterfront thrift store. We have these little thrifts and these little tiny thrifts, and we have a church one that's down the road. You can find stuff there. A lot of times, I bought like Pokemon cards and all kinds of stuff there once, but it just depends. It has to be the right time, right place.
For sure.
So I've done well at some of them, and some not. So.
I mean,
that's how it goes.
I think that's true wherever you're at, though. There's a thrift store here that I go to. My mother-in-law loves to go to it, so we go, and I never find anything. And she finds all kinds of stuff. It's too pricey, in my opinion, and it's a church one. So I wish I was. My
youngest daughter is a savant at thrift stores. I mean, this is where she's a costume designer, so she'll grab stuff. She'll just go through and just find stuff, and she's like, and she'll turn it into something, or she'll find stuff that's like really expensive. I mean, that's all she's done. She doesn't buy new clothes. She just thrifts everything. And I'm like, you need to film this. I mean, because she really is good at it.
That's awesome.
So I wish I was. I'm not that good. She'll go in the same thrift store I was in and find 10 things. And I'm like, I didn't see it.
I think that people would really like to see what she picks up and what she makes it into, because people are so into that kind of stuff, that upcycling.
Well, that was her whole master's thesis that she did, that she actually designed. She took scraps and designed a dress, a period dress out of it by using scraps, and basically spent less than $30. So the whole thing was talking about how to recycle and the throwaway fabrics and the throwaway things that we have now that we can actually turn into something. So that was what her whole thesis was on.
Yeah, so. I would watch that. 100% I would watch
That's
that.
awesome.
Look at Clothes Horse. They're huge.
Yeah.
Look at what?
Clothes Horse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's a
wait. What are you saying? Horse, like horse, like a
horse.
Okay.
Caballo.
Find them on Instagram. They have a podcast too about upcycling and reducing waste.
I recently watched the reel that came across my Instagram about how in the Great Depression, people used to use the flour sacks to make clothing.
Flour sacks, yeah.
And then the flour companies used to start putting all these really nice patterns on them because they found out that they were doing
little roses and stuff, and then they would make quilts with them too.
Mm-hmm. Now you can still find those these days too. They're just called flour sack dresses, aren't they? I mean, that's the only thing I knew. I knew what they were called, but and I think it was kind of a style even. So yeah.
Yep.
Or if you're Kristen, you're just racing them, in the hallway at midnight.
I don't know what you speak of, Brendan.
Sounds like something fun. Oh, too much.
Funny.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
In the hallway at the hotel.
There you go.
Hotel.
Down.
But the hotel. But David, thank you so much for coming on, man. We do
Yeah.
greatly appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me.
Oh, I hear you again. Can I hear you again?
You can't hear me again?
No, I can,
That's
but
because the music
I
comes
mean,
on.
keep going.
I think it's like when I start the music, I can't. I don't know something. I don't know. Anyway, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow David of all his reselling adventures. All the links are down in the description below. And like always, my name is Ray.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Brendan, and that's David.
And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. See y'all and God bless.
Peace.
Yeah.